aviators, VREF Simmer here. Welcome to this late Sunday night flight, at least in the part of the world where I live, United States of America. And today we're going to be flying in Japan. This is a United Virtual Airlines flight between Fukuoka and Tokyo Narita International. And we'll be here in the mighty PMDG 737-800. Newly released, beautiful aircraft. I will not be using the GSX Pro tonight due to just some technical limitations. But you can see the aircraft all looks good on the outside. And let's go ahead, let's hop on into the cockpit and just finish up our briefing and some other items. Aviation Geek, welcome aboard. Great to have you here on the stream tonight. So glad to see you here. And I believe this is your first time on a live stream with me. Is that correct? If so, welcome. Glad you're here tonight. So I've gone ahead. I've already loaded up everything for our flight in the FMS. So basically all we need to do is brief the flight up. We have the passengers already boarding in the back. And as you can see on the bottom, our expected departure is in 38 minutes or so. So, without further ado, let's go into the departure briefing, then we'll run our pre-flight checks and get ready for pushback. So, on this flight today, I'm going to pull up our release for us so that we can all be on the same page here. I think it's very important for that to be the case. Aviation Geek, yeah, found you on Captain Shaquille Oatmeal's stream. Great, awesome. Yeah, Captain Shaquille Oatmeal, top-notch streamer. Even though I've never met him in person, I consider him a dear friend, at least here in the flight sim community. So, well, glad you're over here. Love having you here on the stream and a part of the community. So, welcome to the VRF Simmer channel tonight. And we'll start off by briefing our flight here. Well, this is our release. I use SemBrief to get us the weather. And here's our route. You can see we're going from Fukuoka basically all the way east across the massive country of Japan into Tokyo Narita. I think we should get a pretty good view of Mount Fuji on the way in, hopefully. But you can see we're United 1956, and it's afternoon here in Japan, Monday afternoon. And the flight looks correct between Fukuoka and Tokyo Narita. It's the B343 fuel reserves because United Virtual Airlines, we use special fuel requirements in international destinations. No MEL items today, which is good. For our fuel plan, plan gate of 19,233. And you can see we have 19,400 on board. So looking good on the fuel load right now, which is excellent. For our takeoff weight, it's going to be 144,207. So we will be above our max landing weight if we did have to come back in. Actually, we will not. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the 700. So the max landing weight in the 700 is 129,200. In the 800, it's actually 146,300. So we're actually below the max landing weight. So we wouldn't have to consider overweight landing if we did have to come back quickly. So we're planning to arrive in Tokyo Narita with 10,088 pounds. I just subtracted 1,000 from that for our reserve, so it'll give us an alert if it looks like we're going to be landing with burning over 1,000 from what we were planning. So I put 9,000 as our reserve fuel this afternoon. NOTAM-wise, nothing that should affect us here in VATSIM. In real life, this Fukuoka airport is closed due to a lot of construction. And there's also a lot of construction going on in Tokyo Narita. Current weather in Fukuoka right now, we're showing winds are actually I have a newer report than what we're showing on the release here. Winds are 140 at 7, and the winds are variable between 080 and 170. Visibility is over 9,999 meters. View clouds 3,500 feet. Temperature is 32. Dew point 20. And QNH is set at 1013. Let's double check that on the PFD there. Yep, 1013, and I have it synced to where it'll set the same thing across the board for us. So that's looking good. Or a jet bridge next door going. In Narita, Tokyo Narita. Right now, it's a beautiful day. Pretty good day. Winds out of the northeast 10 knots. Showers in the vicinity. Few clouds at 22,000. Broken at 7,000. Forecast is showing during our arrival time winds out of the northeast 12 knots. Few clouds 1,500 and broken at 3,000. Aviation Geek. This flight is from gate to gate 1 hour 50 minutes. And usually I'll fly a little faster, so it'll probably take I'd say an hour and a half to an hour 45 today. The Chubu Centrair International Airport is our alternate. Good VMC conditions, so it's a good alternate for us today. For our taxi plan, let's pull up Navigraph. Should have our plates on the bottom of the tray bar here. Fukuoka only has one runway. It's 1634, and we're currently at gate 1 all the way up here on this northern section of the airport. It's going to be a really short taxi actually down to runway 16. So that'll be a threat. We need to make sure we give the flight attendants plenty of time to get ready and that we complete as many checks as we can before we get rolling toward the runway. So it's going to be a Kilo 2 exit point more than likely and Echo 1. And straight to, looks like we can get to the runway from Echo 1. That's a really weird graphic. See how it cuts off there? Sweet about what I was thinking for the flight time. Awesome, Aviation Geek. Yeah, it's a nice flight link, I would say. No hotspots that should affect us today. Rejected takeoff plan, it's going to be standard abort criteria. So what that means is if we have variety of things happen below 80 knots or abort the takeoff, but once we get above 80 knots we're only going to reject the takeoff if we have an engine fire, severe engine damage, or the inability of the aircraft to get or stay airborne. And we do have a special engine out procedure today. I have entered the details in the fix page for us today. So I used TopCat to get this information on the special engine out procedure, and basically it is at 22 nautical miles from the Delta Golf Charlie VOR, which is a 114.5 frequency. I'm actually going to set that in number 2 just so we have it standing by in case we were to lose our RNAV capability. So see, we'll have our DME readout now on the ND. But when we reach 22 miles from there, left turn to heading 300 to intercept a 157 bearing 2, that VOR, and then we would hold right-hand turns on the 157 radial. So that would be the plan. We don't have air traffic control today, so that's probably what we're going to end up doing. If air traffic control was around, once we get above 1,000 feet above field elevation, we could go ahead and take some vectors back around. But here, I'll show you. Look around. There's some pretty good mountains in the area here. Japan's a pretty mountainous country, so definitely that'll be our plan, because this is a heavy aircraft, the 737-800. Climb performance not as great on single engine, and we'll likely come back here to land if we do have a problem. It's nice weather. For our departure clearance, looks like VATSIM doesn't have any controllers online at the moment, so we're squawking 2,000, and our filed routes is well, let's see. I'll put this in. I'm not going to pull up the release for y'all because there are a lot of fixes. It's just going to be faster if I read it on my end, and we'll look at the fixes together en route while we're checking the fuel loads. Make sure we have our fuel burn is as forecast. So we can see we have runway 16 starting out. I will pull up the departure plate though, because we do have a special departure we're cleared on, the Aguni 8. So let's take a look at that. So the Aguni 8 off of runway 16 climb runway heading, which is 156, that's set. I'm actually going to set our course to that also really quickly, just so all of it's matching up. So 156 on the captain's side, 156 on the first officer's side. Oh, let's get that in. All right, perfect. And Let's see, climb runway heading to 700. All right, that's in there. Then turn right via the, what is DGC VOR? Fukuoka VOR. Okay, good. Now I got that name in. Via the Fukuoka 160 radial to 30 DME from DGC from Fukuoka. Yep, that's what we're showing. And turn left via the Musashi. I'm not from Japan, so I might mispronounce some of these. Forgive me. I'll do my best. And let's see, via Musashi 256 rail to Aguni. All right, perfect, to Aguni, and cross 28 DME DGC between flight level 150 and 200. So I have 200 set right now as our top altitude, and then we'll continue up to our cruise altitude of flight level 340. It looks like it has those altitude restraints in there for us. And then we have Musashi VOR, and from there we are cleared. Pull up my release here, Musashi, and then it is Haigu, Matsuyama VOR, Malta, Sakai, Kompi. Let's see, what is this one called? Kagawa, Proof, Anrin, Label, Kowa, Gaki, Shoot, Arctic, Spens, what is this? Oshima, Utibo, Extra, Binks, Tyler, and the airport. And we'll likely get an arrival on the way in, especially if we have air traffic control come on. But those all match up with the release, which is good. It's important to verify that. And total distance we're showing on the progress page is 584 nautical miles. Release was showing a total distance of 583 miles. So that's within 1 nautical mile. That's really good. For our takeoff data, we're planning pull it up over here. FMC, NetRef, index, takeoff. It's going to be flaps 5 takeoff today. Speeds are 42, 43, 46, and we need to get 146 set in the speed bucket up here. Alright, there we go. Hold down shift key, I can get this to go really fast. Alright, there's 146. And trim, you get that set at 4.84, so I'll go ahead and get that rolling here. I'll check that the stab trim cutout switch is working. Alright, that's good. And we're doing a DTO takeoff at plus 42C and looking for 98.3% N1. So that might change a little bit when we get the engines running and configured. But that's what Top Cat was showing for our performance today. Great program, I'd recommend. Be curious to know, Aviation Geek, I don't know if do you fly the PMDG 737? I'd be curious to know if you have a certain performance program you use, or if you use like these numbers here are really great too, the QRH numbers. But I like Top Cat. I just like that it gives you the engine out procedures just like in the real world. Alright, terrain and obstacles in the area. We do have a lot of mountains. You can see there's our terrain display there on the navigation. Let's see what that departure said again. Usually it'll give you an MSA, safe altitude in the area. So that is part of the engine out briefing. We need to get to at least 5,000 feet if we lose an engine to come back around. That's the highest MSA in all of these quadrants. You can see we have 2,300 to the northwest, 41 to the northeast, 5,000 to the southeast. So we'll climb to 5,000 back around. That's our main terrain consideration. The highest obstacle though is 5,782 feet. It's a mountain down to the southeast. And excuse me. Transition altitude's level. It's at 14,000 here. ACARS is initialized and started. I've just let's see, Aviation Geek. No, I'm thinking about getting into PC flight sim. Just fly Infinite Flight at the moment. Awesome. I haven't tried Infinite Flight, but love to hear your impressions on that. Is that the game? Is it on the phone? Is that correct? For that? We'll go ahead and switch this over to the APU generator. We're getting close to our departure time. And we do have the APU fully warmed up now. I have a few checks I need to do here on the Glacier before we do our pre-flight checks. I got a lot of the checks done before I started the stream, but this is kind of a last-second decision to stream tonight. So I appreciate y'all being on board, especially you Aviation Geek, last second. But just doing a few quick flow items here for everything ready. Let's check our oil levels. It's getting a little low on the #1 side. Hydraulic quantity is looking good. And we'll do our JipWhiz test, fire check here.
Glide slope.
Watch your ears, comes the fire bells.
Wind shear.
If I can click
Wind
correctly.
shear.
There it goes.
Wind shear.
1, APU, 2. Looks good. Alright, moving to the center postal here. Let's check the squibs for the fire bottles, fire extinguishers, and let's check the cargo fire test really quickly. Make sure we got the master warnings. Good. That stuff gets loud. Got our TCAS test going. Go make sure we have traffic displayed on here. And only other thing, I want to set up our HUD. So our runway runway distance is 9186 in this. 9186. Sounds like they're still boarding in the back, so no rush here. Elevation's 15 feet. Aviation Geek, phone or iPad or iPhone, either one. And for a phone sim, it's pretty decent, only you can't click the knobs. Gotcha. That's still really cool to have the ability to fly on a phone, though. I just think that is so cool. So thanks for sharing that about Infinite Fly. I will check it out. I had X-Plane Mobile. Okay, cool. Flight 10 said they're ready. Let's go ahead and do the pre-flight checklist really quickly. And I'm actually using some special checklist I'm using for a training program I'm in right now. So that's the checklist we'll be using today. So for pre-flight check, interior and exterior inspections complete. Circuit breakers checked. Nav and display switches are normal and auto. Passenger signs on. Window heat on. Engine bleed air switches are off. Pressurization panel set. Pressurization mode selector auto. Mode control panel is set. Oxygen mask, we didn't check that yet. Let's go ahead. That's the only part of the test it'll really let you do in here. Altimeters are 1013 cross-checked. Flight nav instruments checked. Warning and annunciator lights checked. Speed brake down. Takeoff warning. Let's check that really quickly. Let's make sure when we advance the thrust levers we get that alarm for configuration. So that's checked and closed. Engine start levers cut off. Stab cutout switch is normal. Fire warning checked. Radios and transponders set. Radar off. Rudder and aileron trim free and 0. Yep. Parking brake set. We still have good pressure in the green there. I had turned on the B pumps just to pressurize it a little bit earlier. Windows closed and locked. Flight attendant briefing complete. Departure briefing complete. Logbook secure H is on board and fuel required. 19.3 and 19.3 is on board. So departure check complete. Let's get all of the externals disconnected from the aircraft really quickly. So we don't need our ground power. We don't need our air conditioning units. Lav. I think I had a lot of stuff hooked up to the aircraft, so it might take a second to all get away. And jetway can let's get the door closed and go ahead and see if we can get the jetway to pull away. There we go. Maybe it'll pull. There it goes. Great. Alright, Aviation Geek. So, it works in a pinch if you're on vacation away from home. X-Plane Mobile is better in my opinion if they had more aircraft. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble trying to control X-Plane 11 on the phone, or X-Plane Mobile, so Oh, cool. You're going to check out the Hawaiian hops, and you're planning a Hawaiian trip in Infinite Flight. Awesome. I love Hawaii. I love flying in Hawaii. It's a great place to be flying. So, hope you enjoy that. Okay, we got, let's go ahead and do our pushback check really quickly. Get all of these items completed. Get the anti-collision light on. Ignition's going to be on the right side today. And, alright. Pushback check. Doors closed. Hydraulic panel set. Fuel panels. Let's make sure we don't... Oh, we do have fuel in the center tank, so... Didn't realize we had that much fuel, so we do. There we go. Fuel panel is set. Flight deck door is closed, and looks like they have the lock inhibited there. Transponder is on transponder. One last thing I want to check just to make sure we do not have any failures or anything armed here in the PMDG menus. Alright, yep, nothing's armed, so it's a good aircraft. Just service-based failures today, so we could have failures, but it's going to be kind of random in nature. Alright, one last quick check to make sure nobody's online. Looks like ZAKFSS is online. I think that might be Oakland radio, like an oceanic frequency. Let me double check on the SimAware. Yeah, nothing that will affect us here. That's the oceanic, Oakland oceanic, basically. So, okay, let us go ahead and get started with our pushback. I'm actually going to try Pushback Express again today. So, let's see. Aviation Geek, I didn't know a 737 could be flown with one person. You don't have an FO. I know. This is definitely a plane designed to be flown by two pilots. Absolutely. So, it's a lot of extra work by yourself, but it's fun. It's fun. All right, I'm gonna pull up. Oh no, I didn't want to pull up GSX. Oops. Let me turn that back off. Pushback Express. That's what I'm gonna try. So I'm not gonna be talking. I have to save my voice for the pushback crew. So stand by. I'll give them commands, and we'll be underway. Flight deck to ground. Flight deck to ground. Flight deck to ground. Well, I'm trying. Maybe it's not going to work today. Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We will be ready shortly.
Roger.
We are ready for pushback and engine start. We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Are we cleared to start engine 2? Are we cleared to start engines 1 and 2?
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion. You are clear to start engine 1 and 2.
Welcome aboard. Before we depart, please remove the safety cards from the seat pocket in front of you and follow along as we demonstrate the safety features of this Airbus A320 airplane. We appreciate your complete attention to this important safety information. If you're seated in an exit row, you may be required to assist the crew in an emergency. If you're unable to perform the functions described on the safety card, please advise the flight attendant for reseating at the end of this video.
Fasten your seatbelt low and tight across your lap. Insert the metal fitting into the buckle. Tighten the belt by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the buckle.
Stop pushback.
Seatbelt sign is illuminated. Immediately
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
ensure your safety. Your seatbelt should be fastened at all times.
Park and brake set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the right-hand side with the pin.
You can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
Bye. Okay, you can see that right there. They will respond to anything I say. So if I do the normal.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
All right. Yep. See ya. See, they'll talk to you like no matter what you say. It's kind of crazy sometimes. So like I can't talk. I need to figure out a push to talk button for them so that I can do my normal discussion and call outs. I don't really know where they pushed us. They like pushed us back into another gate, but that's all right. N2. Was it me or did the safety announcement say A320? It does. Yes. Oil pressure N1 EGT. That's because I downloaded a sound pack for Pack X that has like some briefings for each airline, and I think the United one it just only has the A320. So, yep, you heard that correctly. Obviously, we're in a 737. I think a much more fun aircraft to fly, but I'm going to do a stream in the Phoenix A320 soon. So, all right, we got the fuel spar valve, engine spar valve, all those lights off. That's good. There's our starter cutouts, and we're waiting on the EGT to roll back, and then we'll go ahead with our. Okay, great. Flaps 5. After start, check and watch your knees.
Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic band over your head and tighten the straps as necessary. Although that is not
Let's check our generators, make sure they're looking good. All right, excellent. Let's get the generators online. And watch your knees. We're going to do our control check really quickly. Here we go. Ailerons, elevators, rudder, everything's looking excellent. And after start check, generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice is standard, air conditioning panel set, recall checked, and auto brakes RTO. After start check complete, taxi check, flaps. Let's start over. Let me go over to the FO side. So flaps 5, 5, 5, green. Takeoff speeds 142, 143, 146. Set. Thrust DTO plus 42. Stab trim 4.84. And flight controls checked. Taxi check complete. We are clear on the right, clear on the left. And it's going to be this really short taxi. So here we go. Don't want to use too much thrust because I want to make sure. Also, yeah, look at that. He pushed us back into an aircraft. How nice of him. Good thing it's not real life. We would not be going on to Tokyo. Aviation geek. I'm just more of a Boeing guy, but if an A350 was given to me, I wouldn't turn it down. LOL. Absolutely. I wouldn't either. I would be thrilled to have really any aircraft. If anyone would give me an aircraft, I would gladly take it. Absolutely. Alright. Alright, flight attendant just let us know the cabin is ready for departure. That's good. It's good to know. Alright, we need to go ahead and do our navigation briefing really quickly. So we're planning to take off out of Fukuoka runway 16. Let me go ahead and make a quick radio call. I haven't talked on the radio yet, which is probably not best. We're about to go into the movement area. So I'd like to pull up our airport diagram. Alright, here we go. Fukuoka traffic, United 1956, Boeing 737, Kilo 1 point, we'll taxi via Echo 1 to runway 16, Fukuoka. Okay, there's a 7-3, not sure where they're going. Let me turn off the taxi light so they know we're giving way. Okay, I'll do the navigation briefing while we're waiting to see where this guy's going. I'm guessing he's going to 16, but who knows. So we're planning runway 16 out of Fukuoka, and went up to flight level 200 initially. Standard abort criteria. If we do lose an engine, we're going to keep flying runway heading out to 22 miles from the Fukuoka VOR, then left turn 300 to hold at the 157 radial right-hand turns, or 157 inbound, the bearing right-hand turns. Okay, there he goes. Chengdu Airlines. And we'll climb up to 5,000 feet. If we don't have an engine failure, we continue on. First fix is on the Aguni 8 departure. It's going to be that 7 cross climb runway heading to 700 right turn via the 160 radial off of Fukuoka VOR to 30 DME. So at 400 feet, we'll call. I'll call for LNAV, VNAV at our flap attraction of 1,000 above field elevation, and then we'll. I'm doing the NAD P2 noise abatement. I think it might be NAD P1 here. I'm not sure, but we're going to do NAD P2 today, just for fun. All right, anything else to add? If not, let's go ahead and do the before takeoff check. I see runway 16 on the pavement there. So here we go. We're clear for takeoff because there's no one here. That's the joy of flying on VATSIM in an uncontrolled airport. You can do what you want. Alright. Before takeoff check, runway position 1616, flaps 5 green. Navigation briefing complete. Takeoff warning. There goes an aircraft onto the runway. We'll give way to them. Stand by. Looks like we have Japan Airlines pulling out in front of us there. I think that must be AI traffic. Let's see. Should see some heavy, sexy in Narita. Yeah, I think there should be some heavies out there, like 7.4s and 777s, and I don't know. I'm waiting for Traffic Global to come out for MSFS. This is just the simple traffic by Aerosoft right here. Alright, we'll do line up and wait, runway 16. So here we go. We're clear on the right. Aircraft taking off to the left. We'll get the strobes on, wings. Let's continue with our before takeoff check. Takeoff warning checked, auto throttle armed, engine start switches continuous, transponder TARA, and flight attendants notified, acknowledged. Before takeoff check complete. Min takeoff fuel is going to be 18,733 pounds. As briefed, we're at 19.1. So I'll write that down for our brake release. So this looks like a scenery anomaly here. Looks like we wouldn't really be able to taxi in this area. We've taken out these lights. But alright, there goes the RJAA guy. Let's get our HUD down. Alright, runway 16 is verified on the pavement. Looking for that heading of 156. 1, 2, 3, and altitudes all look good. 16 verified. I have controls. Here we go. And Fukuoka International Traffic, United 1956, Boeing 737, departing runway 16, Fukuoka. There's 40%, stable, N1, Toga. I have controls. Check. Throttle hold, thrust normal. I had to do a slow rotation. Man, I barely touched the yoke and it just went boom. Gear up. I need to adjust my sensitivities on the yoke. There's 400. Let's go LNAV. And VNAV. What a beautiful area. Let's take a quick look outside the aircraft. And there's Fukuoka. And we getting our climb out here. Let's go, flaps 1. It's a really quick climb. And flaps up. Autopilot on. After takeoff check. Enable next altitude, okay. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'll check that out in a sec. I think we're good. Oh, I forgot to turn my landing lights back on. We'll leave the continuous ignition on for now since we're going through the clouds. Definitely don't need the APU anymore. And pressurization, let's check and make sure that's looking good. Yes, our cabin is climbing normally. Looks like pressurization is good. Alright, after takeoff check, flaps up, landing gear up off, packs, auto, engine bleeds on, pressurization, panel checked, engine start switches, continuous, and APU off. After takeoff check complete. Yeah, looks like we have some pretty good cumulus clouds to climb through here. The HUD is an amazing tool. I absolutely agree, Aviation Geek. I love it. I love it. It takes a little bit of getting used to. I think it's definitely like an option. I don't know about on the 737, but on the CRJ, which is what I've type rated in, that's definitely just an option that some aircraft have, some don't, some airlines use, some don't. So it's really hit or miss as to whether you actually get to use them. Here's a little view out the passenger side window. See, it's beautiful down there in Japan. This is my first time really flying in Japan since Microsoft Flight Simulator for Windows 95. And let me tell you, flight simulation has made some massive advances since Microsoft Flight Simulator for Windows 95. I remember it was like a really cool thing to be able to fly a 737 in there. Aviation Geek, do I still fly the CRJ? No, I currently am not flying for a living. But I am type rated in the CRJ. I flew the 200, 700, and 900. So there's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and give the flight attendants the bells. But I left on my own. I've left on my own terms. Just a career change, and still love aviation, which is why I do streaming now. I just love flying. And let's see, unable, next altitude. It wants us to be between flight level 150 and 200. I think we're able to make that. I'm not sure why it's saying unable. We'll just monitor this. But yes, Aviation Geek, I spent 10 years in the airline industry flying as a pilot. So I love getting to, I did, yes. I actually live in the Nashville area. So, yep. And I did get to fly airline flights into Nashville a handful of times. Alright, we're getting some pretty decent turbulence here, as you can see. Looks like it's still, if it gets a lot worse, we'll have to slow to a turbulence penetration speed, which is 280 knots. So I'm actually going to slow us to that now, just because I don't know if we're getting some waves off the mountains. So it's 280 knots. Turbulent air penetration speed in the 737 is 280 knots or Mach 0.76, whichever is lower. So we'll go ahead to 280 knots here with that speed intervention. Fuel caution is on. Looks like our center tanks have run out of fuel, which is normal. We'll go ahead and turn off those fuel pumps in the center tank. Aviation Geek, yeah, you're in Cookeville, Tennessee, home of Tennessee Tech University. Definitely not too far away. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I actually learned to fly at Murray County Airport in Tennessee. So they actually have an academy there now, Tennessee Flight Academy. Pretty good operation from what I can tell. All right, going standard on the altimeters now, since we're through our transition altitude of 14,000, and we're beginning our turn around. Going toward a Goonie now. Let's double check on our departure plate. We'll get some music up here soon too. Get us some beats, some jams. Here we go. Alright, let's see. A Goonie 8. So at or above 15,000, yeah, we're definitely there. We're at 17,000 now, or flight level 170 actually in this part of the world. And yep, we're looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our our cruise altitude, flight level 350 now. We can continue all the way up. All right, 350 is set. Here we go. Alright, 180, let's get our lights to cruise mode. Alright, climb check altimeters are standard, cross checks. Climb check complete. And we're going to check some fuel here. Looks like at Oguni, what do we have there? We had 17,000 pounds of fuel. Let's see what we were planning to have on our flight release. Let me pull that up for us. Let's see here. We were planning at Oguni. We have a lot of fixes today on this route. Plan to have 16,692 pounds of fuel. 16,692. So we're about 300 pounds ahead of schedule, which is good. A little extra fuel to burn. Alright, Aviation Geek, what's that into Nashville, Tennessee? The Ryman 2, the Paisley 4, I believe so many nice arrivals into Nashville. Yes, that is correct. I can show you some of them on Navigraph here really quickly. Yeah, so what's cool, a lot of them are kind of named after country music stars, and they're always updating them. There's the one that's like Taylor Swift, and like the Swift arrival, and here, let's see here. Let's check them out. Yep, there's the Chesney 2. And the Paisley 4. I always say this is funny. Like you read these things, like after Paisley it says "carap dang." If you if you read that "carap dang," Then the Ryman 2. Yep, Ryman Auditorium, absolutely. Let's see. Anything funny in this one? There's y'all, which is cool. Obviously, you'll hear me say y'all. I mean, I'm Tennessean, so I'm gonna say it. Hey, it's an efficient use of language, right? Instead of you all, y'all, right? You're saving some breath, saving some time. And then here's that the Swift 2 arrival for Miss Tay-Tay, right? And all the Swifties out there. Yeah, I definitely know some people that are huge Taylor Swift fans. And I'm not going to say anything about that because, yeah. I'll say she's a very successful lady. She's done really well with what she does, right? That's good for her. Yeah, there's the Swift 2. Let's look at the SIDs. I'm trying to remember all the. Yeah, there are a lot of SIDs. The Chatham 3. The Daniels. That's probably Charlie Daniels, right? Big Daddy. The fix Big Daddy Daniels. The Drury 3. Evan 3. Flame 3. That's probably for the Titans, I'm guessing. G-Dog. I don't really know what that's for. Haggard. Merle Haggard, right? The Krista 3. Pardon 3. Tasmo. Tipton. So yeah, a lot of cool departures and arrivals into Nashville. Yep, Haggard. Merle Haggard. Alright. Sounds like our music stopped playing. I don't really know why. Let me see. Alright, here we go. Aaron Tippin. Yeah, it's Taylor Swift. I know he got angry at me for talking about Tay-Tay. That's right. Didn't want any talking about Tay-Tay. Well, let's I've gone through Flywheel 280 now. For some reason, my mouse is not letting me scroll around and get views, which is weird. Don't really know what's causing that. See if I can. There's an external view. We're crossing. Well, looks like we were about to cross a fix. Yeah, it should let me change views. Did you catch that A330 Vanderbilt went to Hawaii on this past preseason game? No, I did not. I saw that Vanderbilt was blowing Hawaii out though, which was, I mean, good for Vanderbilt. It was like 60 to something last night when I saw late. All right. Interesting. Are you watching it on FlightAware? And the Cardinals 777-200 came in Nashville. Oh, nice. Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, hopefully I can get this mouse working. Otherwise, it's going to get really interesting pretty quickly here. Let's see if this, maybe this kicked it back into gear. Nope. I don't know why it's not letting me, do anything. Interesting. Do I know how you can turn from safe mode to normal mode on MSFS? I know usually it gets told me to do that when I start up the program. So is it telling you, is it giving you the option when you start the program? Otherwise maybe you have to go into options. But Philip, welcome aboard. Glad you're on board our flight this afternoon, evening, wherever you might be. I need to get this mouse working because we need to get the speed back to VNav. Let's see if I can get this fixed. Huh. Alright, 340 for 350. Now we're getting close to like a low speed queue. Because my mouse is not responding inside the sim. For some reason. You see we're slowly getting down into this really low speed area. I'm gonna do a quick search on Google for this. Hopefully I can still hand fly. I think we'll be able to get down into Tokyo, but it is nice to be able to look around, right? Let me see what I can find. Aviation Geek, you checked the A330, the whole 9-hour flight. Nice. So is that like a direct flight from Honolulu to Nashville then? That's really cool. That's a long way. Let's see, somebody said, I'm looking, if y'all know of any way to, that's awesome, Aviation Geek, that's a long flight. Yeah, so, if y'all know, do y'all have any tips or ideas for getting this mouse cursor to work again? I'm gonna turn my mouse off and then back on. Let's see, maybe that'll get into gear. Hopefully we're not facing a huge bug with the PMDG. Let's see. Okay, let me see. It says if you launch another program that uses a mouse, then it should work. I'm gonna launch Spotify. Let's see if that'll do it. I just can't play music. Alright, let's see. Nope, didn't do it. The British Airways is your favorite though. That tail just makes it pop when I see it. Yeah, it's really cool to have that British Airways flight direct to London. Nashville direct to London. That's awesome. Let's see if I can even, man, I can't even change views. I wonder if this is a PMDG bug. I can change views using this camera mode up here. Relook. And now the mouse is gone completely. That's not good. Wow. Well, this is getting interesting. I got this menu stuck. Let's see if I can change anything here. Nope. So the airplane's still flying, obviously, but let's see if I can come up with any ideas here. Yeah, not too sure. Let's see, I believe it was a Delta Airlines 8912 for the A330. So Delta charter. And I bet that cost a pretty penny to get that. Let's see. At Mike Yankee Echo, we have 14,800 pounds. Let's see, we were planning to have, I'm gonna pull this back up. I can still use the mouse in other applications. It's just Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not letting me use it anymore. Here, let's take a look at the flight release. If I could just get the mouse working before we need to descend, that'll be the big thing. Okay. Yeah, so we're looking good on fuel right now. That's good. Very good. I feel a lot better if I could use my mouse though. See if insert will do something. Nope, can't even change to the drone mode anymore. What if I go to the menu and then back to resume? Nope. Menu. Sorry guys and gals, just trying to get this to work for me here. See, it's working. Oh, this is weird. Aviation Geek, you actually caught a 767-400 that was going from Munich to Atlanta and diverted to Nashville due to weather in Atlanta. Wow. I bet those passengers and that crew were so ready to get to Atlanta and be finished up. Instead they're stuck on the ground in Nashville there. Let me try this again. Chase camera. Let's see what this is gonna do. Discard. Resume. Just trying to kick this thing into gear. Well, I'm going to keep doing some Google searches here about this. This is really weird. Huh, that is odd. I apologize for this bug popping up here. Not really a whole lot I seem to be able to do about it. It seems like a Microsoft flight simulator-ism. Not seen this one before. I've actually been having pretty good flights, you know, for the last few months here on MSFS. It's been much more stable. Guess we'll see what is to come with the next season update. Your YouTube profile picture was actually taken at the South Cargo Apron in Nashville. Awesome, Aviation Geek. I guess, do you see the... So I watch Nashville SC a lot. So a lot of times I'll check their flights. They take charter flights to their away games. So I guess last night they were probably flying back from Vancouver pretty early in the morning. I didn't go on FlightAware to look at it, but yeah, they're another cool one to track. And obviously the Nashville Predators are always taking charter flights in and out of Nashville. But here, let me see if I can see, this is so weird. You can see the mouse is working fine once I get to the menus. It's just, I wonder. Ooh, I'm kind of scared to save the flight and try to reload it. I don't know what would happen. Maybe if we haven't gotten this resolved by the time we're getting to the top of descent, I might just have to save it and try to reload it and see what it does. We might end up in a crazy aircraft though. This is part of the fun of flight simming though, right? Troubleshooting on the fly. So I changed the camera type to free look, and it got really angry. Yes, I've been out to the hangar when the Predators were in the Stanley Cup Finals. I went out there to cheer them on when they were going up to Pittsburgh a few years back. And that's actually out where the some of the employee lots are too. If you work at the airport as a pilot or really any of the employees, it's out in that part of the airport. All right. See here. Toggle external camera, press end. Nope, not working. And this is so what do y'all say? What do you say, Aviation Geek? Should I try to save the flight and reload it and see if it'll fix this view problem? It's kind of a gamble, right? We're flying right now. It's just I can't look at any of the cool scenery with y'all. It's just sad. Try this again here. I'm thinking it might be worth a try. Cockpit camera. Escape. Yeah, that's what I'm hitting right now. Zoom. I wonder if... Let's see. Mid-click. Let me try this. Mid-click. Validate. It's so weird. Alright. I bet you there's like a really easy fix to this. I just can't, I I know someone out there probably knows they probably face this, and it's a really quick fix. Do another quick search on Google on my phone. Saying PMDG 737 MSFS cockpit view freezes. I don't know. Mouse unresponsive, maybe. Cockpit view, mouse unresponsive. Impossible to use the mouse in the cockpit. Let's see if anybody said anything about this. The lens correction feature. Let's see if it says something about turning off the lens correction feature in the camera menus. Let's see. Is there a lens correction feature on? Yeah, you said camera menu. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Camera menu freezes. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see here. Lens. I don't see a lens correction feature in here. Let's type in graphics. There's lens correction. It's off. It's not that. Alright, let's see here. MSFS camera menu freezes. Yeah, I like that. Stuck in camera mode. Camera menu unresponsive. That kind of sounds like what we're facing here. I just got stuck in external view mode after clicking showcase via the camera menu in VR mode. Nothing I tried brought me back into the cockpit. Oh, let's see. The end key should get you back. No, let's see. This is weird. Yeah, that's like a VR thing. That's a little bit different than what we're facing here. I'm wondering, as long as we can still control the aircraft, it's gonna be like, let's see, right-click mouse. Yep, I've been doing that. None of the mouse buttons are responding. I turn the mouse off and then back on just to try that. And obviously the mouse is still working. We can see it over here in the menu. Looks like we have an aircraft at our altitude up at about 30 miles ahead of us. Let's see, we're coming up on Kempi. So we still have 388 nautical miles to go. So we still have a little bit of time to figure this out. And then Kagawa is coming up at Kilo Tango Echo. Huh. Yeah, basically none of the key bindings that are set up for views are working. Like none of them are, it's all view things are frozen right now. So I'm wondering, first I'm gonna save this. Save the flight right here just in case something really bad happens. So I'm just gonna call this Fukuoka to Tokyo 1 there. That way it's at least saved in case something crazy happens. Alright. There we go. Let's go back. Is it on legacy rather than lock? Let's see. Like in the general options. Camera selection, cockpit hold, smart camera. Let's see what'll happen if we just go out here to the chase mode. Hey, I got some. Look at that. Oh no! As soon as I got back into the cockpit, it didn't have any mouse on the menu again. Let's go back though. Look at that. We did have some new functionality there when we were in chase mode. Yeah, let's go back. External view. Well, at least we're getting to see some of the... Look, I can move that camera thing out of the way now. That's nice. Let's close that out. It's incredible just how mountainous Japan is, though. Look at that. Here, let's see. I can go here, go to... camera mode. Huh. And then when I get back in the cockpit, nothing. Is it on legacy rather than lock? Accessibility and try legacy rather than lock. Okay, let's go and check that out. Accessibility. Ah, here we go. Try legacy. Apply and save. No, still not getting any mouse. And thanks for the tip though, Aviation Geek. I appreciate you helping. I'm definitely as lost on this as I've never had this happen before. Cockpit camera. Yep, it's all weird. Try F. Nothing. Let's go back to camera mode. Go external and try closing the menu, then go into cockpit after closing the menu. Okay, let's try that. Oops. Let's see if that does anything. Well, at least hey, at least we have the menu out of the way, right? It's still not letting me do anything. Okay, I'm gonna do something really crazy. Y'all ready for this? I'm going to I'm gonna save the aircraft, the flight right here. Like I said before, and we are going to try to load it. back up and see if it fixes this problem. And maybe it'll crash. And if it does, that's alright. We'll try it again sometime, right? Alright, here we go. Load from this PC. Here we go. We're gonna try it. Fukuoka to Tokyo. It could get really crazy. There's no telling what the aircraft's gonna be doing when it loads here. We could be in a nosedive toward the Japanese mountains. Yeah, it's something simple. It's gotta be. That's a bug. I've noticed sometimes when I'm flying the PMDG, and I don't know that it's the PMDG necessarily, that's just the plane I've been flying the most in Flight Sim lately, but sometimes the mouse will get frozen, but I'm able to unstick it from by clicking some other buttons or opening a window in another part of my computer, then opening Flight Sim back up. But I've never had it freeze like that. Now we're getting some crazy music here right now. The Flight Sim and some jazz in the background. Alright, y'all ready? You ready to see this crazy load and who knows what it is going to bring? But hey, maybe potentially we've discovered a fix. Like, if it's a really bad camera issue like that, if you could save the flight and reload it, maybe it'll let you continue. Let's see. Alright, here we are. Looks like we're at the correct altitude, right? That looks good. The engines appear to be running. Alright, Aviation Geek, you ready to go flying? Ready to see what this cockpit's going to have in store for us? Here we go. This doesn't look good. Oh, you know what? Airplane's actually flying really well. Look at that. But I still don't have any control of the camera. So hey, at least we know it will load the aircraft back up in the correct state, right? So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a brief intermission. I'm actually going to reload Microsoft Flight Simulator and see if we can't load up the flight right here at this altitude and continue. So I have a mouse pointer back. That's a positive. Huh, let's see here. Let's see if I can interact with... Okay, so look, I'm able to interact with instruments again. I wasn't able to do that before. So that's a positive. Yeah, okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to... we're going to take a brief intermission, and I'll be right back. And I'd say, give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes and we'll be back flying. Thanks. That's right, Aviation Geek. It is officially Monday in Tennessee. Just waiting on Flight Sim to load up now. You can probably hear the music. Here we are. We're back in the menu. So I'm gonna let y'all watch the excitement of reloading. So I went to the world map, load save, and that situation we saved at cruise. Let's see what happens. This is gonna be fun. It loaded up correctly before. We'll see if it loads up correctly this time. Aviation Geek, I would that's awesome. I would have just started clicking every button to get that menu off, or possibly would have thrown the keyboard across the room. Let me tell you, it might have crossed my mind once or twice. I think that's definitely a valid strategy for for dealing with this. I do apologize for my breath and air getting onto the mic. I have a windscreens in the mail on the way. The ones I had have all disappeared. I think my cat might have taken them off. My dog, I have no idea. They are gone. So that part of the sound in my live stream should be improving dramatically in the next day or two. So I'll try to keep the mic boom far enough away to avoid any wind noise, but sometimes you get me laughing like that, Aviation Geek. It's gonna be tough to prevent it, but no, I hear ya. Looks like we're about 80% of the way through the load. I think y'all can see that on your end. Yep. So we're getting to watch the full load here, and look, it's loaded up our. I can see the. Showing 312 nautical miles to go, 36,714 feet. That's our actual altitude, the true altitude. And this is definitely something you did not want to have happen when you're live streaming, but hey, we'll roll with it, right? Might be able to salvage this flight. Okay, here we go. Weather's looking good. The airplane's looking good. The engines look like they're running. I see exhaust coming out the back. Okay. The smell of my breath, that's right. You can smell it through the smell it through the internet. Hey, look. Oh no. We have views. We're running. The airplane's trimming. Let's get our speed back where it should be. We're flying, gents. We're flying. Awesome. I need to change I did something crazy with the view. When I'm right clicking now, it's zooming in. So I obviously did something crazy. Let's see, quick view, function, zoom function. No, manual. There we go. Apply save. I think that's what that was. All right, perfect. Yep, there we go. We're back. We're back. Thanks for hanging around, Aviation Geek. All right, let's go back to our. We'll get back to our music. All right. Well, glad we're back at it now. Now we can look at the scenery. We can check out the. So that's one potential fix if you have that problem. Just save the situation and go back. It's not ideal, but it works. But as you can see, yeah, it's just a bug. Absolutely. Alright, let's try to get our situational awareness back. Because we have... Gotta see what our fuel load's at. So proof, we're showing 13.7 on the fuel, and our flight release, at proof 13.4, so we're about 240 pounds above. Yeah, I might want to ask Shaq about that problem. I think I will. That was a really weird problem to have. So well, it's nice to be able to see the beautiful scenery out our window. Well, let's take a look at the current weather in Tokyo. We get us over to the Aviation Weather Center, and I guess we're all looking at the same thing here. Here we go. So we'll go to observations, METARs, RJAA. Let's take a look. So 530Z, which is just a few minutes ago, winds were 050 at 10 knots. 020 to variable to 090, 99 meters visibility. View at 1500, broken at 4500, 23 for the temperature, 19 for the dew point, and 1018. So, alright, cool. There's some bridges down below, that's cool. Some ships. Wow. There's another ship. A lot to look at. So it's looking like I'm gonna go ahead and get the altimeters set for when we do go through our transition altitude. There we go, 1018 standing by. And oh yeah, Aviation Geek, yeah, I did hear about that guy. Absolutely. I was actually on a flight trip when that happened, and yeah, it was really sad. Really, really sad. Let's see, it looks like we'll be landing to the north when we do get into Tokyo Narita. So I'm thinking 3-4 left. And I don't believe we're gonna have any air traffic control coming online, so I'm probably just gonna vector myself around for this particular arrival. We want to fly. Oh, VATSIM. That's right. VATSIM would have kicked us off. Let me get us back on VATSIM. There we go. So it is the, I think it's Binks. Binks South. Yep. So we'll plan on that. And that should set us up for Gina. ILS 34 left. Yep, perfect. Actually, Tyler's an initial fix, and we're going to Tyler, so we'll just do that. Yeah, Tyler mandatory at 4,000. Then the Gina, I'm gonna go ahead and set that in there. FMS or the Mech 2 now. ILS 34 left. You can't wait to see helicopters in the sim and the A380. Yeah, Aviation Geek, I've heard the A380 is going to be here pretty soon. So really looking forward to that one for sure. ILS 34 left, Tyler transition. Yep, that's what we're planning. Yep, I'm going to execute that. Clouds are definitely starting to become a little more dense here. Alright, so we're actually not doing any of this arrival here. Let me take this off. We were not cleared on it. I was just looking at it as a potential route we could take with some altitude targets. I'm gonna go ahead and set in our, we need to go ahead and plan for our descent. So 30 miles out from Tokyo Narita, I want to be at, we should be at 10,000 feet, 250 knots. Another pretty awesome plane you caught, AvGeek, was AN-124 in Nashville. At the time I didn't film, just took pictures, so the next time it comes I'm filming it. Oh cool. When was that? How long ago did that aircraft come in? That's awesome. That's a rare plane to see, for sure. Wow. Alright, I'm putting in Narita here. And slant 30. And we want to be at 10,000 feet. It won't let me put that in there. Whatever, that's alright. Alright, so we're currently at 35,000 feet. To get down to 10,000, we gotta lose 25,000 feet. Multiply 25 times 3. Gives us 75 plus another 5 to slow down. $80 miles. So add 80 to 30, that's 110. There we go. That's when we need to begin our descent, is when we reach that 110 nautical mile ring. So we got that set. It came either 2 or 3 times last year. Interesting. Do you know, like, what was its business there? Was it just taking private cargo, or? That's really interesting. That's a cool view. Off the nose. I wonder if that's Mount Fuji off in the distance. Look at that. Way out there. That really tall mountain. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Here comes another aircraft. This really is a beautiful simulator, I must say. I know every now and then you get some weird bugs like we just experienced, but it's just part of it. It's still worth it, in my opinion. Alright, let's I wonder if we can tell what type of aircraft it is. Looks like, I can't tell for sure. So you went Smith Gamer, welcome aboard. You actually went on this exact plane in real life from San Francisco to Honolulu. Awesome. Bet that was a memorable trip for you. Beautiful takeoff out of San Francisco, of course, and then a beautiful arrival into Honolulu. Awesome. Yeah, that both fun, beautiful places to be, especially the Hawaiian Islands and Oahu. Well, getting some more mountainous terrain down below. Crossing our fix of label now. Let's check our fuel. 12.7 is what we have on board, and at label we were planning to have, pull it up on the release for us. Label 12,690. So we're right on track there. Perfect. Looking good on our fuel. Yes. So Aviation Geek, you heard parts, you believe it was computer parts, we can't remember exactly. Interesting. Yeah, I think there's still a Dell computer facility in Nashville, is that correct? I think it's pretty close to the airport too, but I know there used to be one. A lot of aircraft out flying in this area. Here comes another aircraft. So you're actually testing the PMDG 737-800 in HND. Cool. Very cool. And please help me out. What does it mean, HND? HND. I'm not familiar with HND. But I would love to know. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run some landing performance numbers in Top Cat really quickly. Give us a view off the front of the nose while I do that. We're landing runway 34 left into Narita, Tokyo Narita. Oh, okay, gotcha. Tokyo, excellent, excellent. Testing the PMDG in Tokyo. Yeah, that's the, I guess, the other airport, right? Very cool. Aviation Geek, Dell facility on Murfreesboro Road, down past runway 20 center. Okay, very cool. Yep, that's what I thought. Pretty close to Seven Oaks Park, home of a really good disc golf course. If you're into disc golf, I don't know if you are or not, but looks like the weather's going downhill a little bit. Forecast to go downhill in Tokyo Narita. We're showing a VREF, flaps 30, VREF 144, and V approach of 151. Landing weight's 136, 212. And for our distance, at about 5,500 feet of runway needed, and we have a whopping 13,123 feet available, so plenty of runway. Planning auto 2 land with all the runway there, so cool. Let's go get that set up. Auto 2. Let's get the, it's gonna be flaps 30 and a ref of 144. And wind correction of 7. Perfect. VNAV disconnect. Wonder why that is. Huh. Obviously it's angry about something. Oh, it's Tokyo Haneda Airport. Yup. Cool. Is that Oaks Park off of McGavick? Yes, I believe so. Yep. Seven Oaks is the it's like a really cool disc golf course there. It's one of the first ones in Nashville. And a pretty active community out there. And I actually used to go play around in disc golf there before I go flying sometimes, because it's right next to the airport. If I had a flight that was severely delayed, like trying to get to work, or if I was commuting somewhere, and they were like, yeah, we're not going to leave for 3 hours, I'd say, okay, well, I'm going to go play around in disc golf. So that's what I do, and then go back to the airport instead of sitting in the terminal the whole time. But it's right next to the airport. You'll see airplanes taking off pretty much the whole time you're there playing. It's pretty cool. Alright, we'll go ahead and pull up our approach plate, 34 left, Tokyo Narita. $111.9, get that set, localizer frequency, both radio tuning units. There we go. Looks like the DA is going to be 339. That's set. Alright. Airport elevation is 135. We have that set in the pressurization window. And I've already loaded everything into the Mech 2. And VNAV is disconnected I'm not 100% sure why it disconnected, but we'll just need to keep that in mind. Probably be descending in vertical speed mode anyways once we reach this first ring, and we'll just multiply our ground speed times 5 to get our vertical descent rate at 3 degrees. Alright, let's go ahead and brief up the approach really quickly. This is Narita International, 16th April 21-5, ILS, runway 34 left. Localizer is 111.9, standing by, or actually it's active in both radio tuning units. Final approach course is 337. Get that set on both course windows. Alright, there's 337. Procedure altitude. It's at Cosmo. Should be at 4,000. Looks like actually when we get to Tyler, there's a mandatory of 4,000. So I'm going to set that really quickly. Tyler, 4,000. Execute. Put RMV nav now. Yes. Because it's going to try to get us to Tyler at 4,000. There we go. Okay, so Tyler mandatory 4,000, and then we're going to have Gina. I'm actually going to go ahead and clean this up. There's Tyler. Tyler 4,000, Gina at 4,000. Cosmo. And runway 34 left. Published miss. Climb to 1,000 on a heading of 337, and then turn left to climb to 6,000 via 142 heading. Intercept proceed outbound on the Narita 187 radial to Gumyo. Okay. Then turn left heading 157 to intercept and proceed outbound on the. This is crazy. HME Hotel Mike Echo. Radio 110 to Binks and hold. Contact Tokyo approach. No turn before 0.6 DME from the localizer. Okay. That's crazy. That's a mouthful right there. Look at that. So, we'll follow the FMS there. A lot of times air traffic control will give you a different clearance anyways for your mist. But we'll get Narita VOR standing by just in case we were to lose RNAV capabilities. See, Aviation Geek, crazy thing is I was in a halfway house on McGavick, and not too long ago I was in Nashville and seen that the halfway house I stayed in burnt. Oh wow. Jeez, man. Hope everybody got out okay, you know? Looks like that transition altitude. So MSA around Narita VOR, 4,000 to the northwest, 2,200 to the northeast, 1,700 to the southeast, 3,100 to the southwest. And transition level is flight level 140. Let's make sure that's all set. Up 14,000 is set. Perfect. And your DME required gear down operation during an approach to 34 left, 34 right in order to prevent ice blocks falling from aircraft onto the ground. All flights making an approach from the seashore are required to complete gear down and locked before reaching 11.8 DME. That's awesome. So you gotta make sure you have lowered your gear at least 11.8 miles out so you don't drop blocks on the city, blocks of ice on the city. That's awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen a note like that before at an approach. That is so funny. Okay, let's see. Aviation Geek, do you have Discord? I tried the link in your description. I do. Did it work? Because I set that up quite a while ago. I'd be curious to know if it lets you get the invite or not. Because I do have a Discord and try to share a lot of aviation related stuff in there, and also upcoming events here on the VRF Simmer channel. Alright. So, highest obstacles in tower, 634 feet. We already looked at the legs. Pappy on the left, alpha 1 lighting if we break out. We need 550 meters of visibility. We have 99.99 right now, so it's good. After we land on 3-4 lefts, it's a big airport. Likely be a right turn off, Alpha 5. We're parking at Terminal 3 today. It's Alpha 5, Alpha, Whiskey 1, Charlie. I have no idea where I'm going. We'll park somewhere at Terminal 3. Okay, yeah, give it a try. Let me know, Aviation Geek. If not, I'll get it set up for you. So I appreciate your help. Greatly appreciate your help. Alright. There's Terminal 3. Wow, this is a pretty complex airport, I must say. We'll plan to park at gate 84, just because it'll be fun. So we're going to go to 84. We'll write that down. Terminal 3, gate 84. So that'll be a fun taxi. Help make up for that crazy stuff we had. I'm going to set in 4,000 since we're going to be going down to across Tyler at 4,000. Okay, you got it, Aviation Geek? Awesome. Welcome into the Discord. Glad to have you there. So, alright, 4,000 set. VNav is armed. We should begin our... Looks like the computer wants to start our descent in a few miles. So, maybe I'll let it do that. We'll see how the VNav computer does. Alright. I would ask any of you that are watching, please be sure to like the video. I know Aviation Geek, you're a Shaq fan, right? Captain Shaq. So you know about the importance of likes. It's like a big deal in the, I guess, the YouTube algorithms and things. I guess it helps YouTube know that the content that's being put out, that it's legitimate, people enjoy it. So if you're tuned in, if you're enjoying the content, please like the video. It's a great way to support me and all of us here in the flight simulation community and the streaming community. So I appreciate every one of you being aboard, and I appreciate the likes on the video. And also, if you're not a subscriber yet, please subscribe, because I'll be bringing out plenty of content over the next few weeks and hopefully years. Alright, I'm going outside the aircraft really quickly. Beautiful mountainous terrain. There it is. Mount Fuji, I believe. Right over here. That's gotta be it. I think. I don't know. It's an impressive volcano, whatever it is. Look at quick. picture of that. That's awesome. Alright, so we'll be beginning our descent here pretty soon. Looks like our top of descent's at 14 nautical miles. Just posted a picture in the picture section. Awesome, let me go check it out. We'll go check it out right now. Let's see. Oh, awesome. So yeah, that's that Antonov you saw at Nashville. Here, I'm going to pull it up on the stream here so we can all look at it together. Give me 1 second. Alright, here we go. Alright, here is Aviation Geek's picture that he just shared with us on the channel. I encourage all of you to get on the Discord channel if you aren't already. Also, there's a link in the description of this video. But Aviation Geek, like you were saying, you got to see that Antonov 124 at the Nashville International Airport. That's a beautiful picture. Look at the clouds in the background. Let me see if I can click on it and make it even larger. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Looks like there's even a little bit of a rainbow in the background. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Alright, looks like we've begun our descent now. Seatbelt sign is on. And you can see it is cloudy in this area. I'm going to get our range down a little bit. And let me make sure we don't have any air traffic control on here in Tokyo area. Nope, not showing any. So that was Mount Fuji that we saw back behind us. We were outside the aircraft. I wonder if we can still see it. Somewhere back there. A lot of cloud cover today. Kind of covering it up. We were screaming down at supposed to be a very efficient descent as we're going at like 4,000 feet per minute. Flight computer really wanted us to be efficient with our fuel burn, use our energy to the max. Alright, so that temperature down in Tokyo, 23 degrees Celsius still, which is good. Let's take a look at the current weather really quickly. RJAA. Okay, we do have an updated weather report. I'll pull that up so we can look at that. So in Tokyo right now, winds 040 at 10 knots, 010 variable to 070 on the direction. Still good visibility, U1500, and broken clouds 4500 to the ceiling, 2419. So it's actually warmed up a degree, and 1018 still on the altimeters. So looking good. Nothing unexpected so far. Oh yeah, you know what? Forgot to use these cool new shades we have in the PMDG 737-800, right? And also we can pull out our little winds sunshade here. Help us when we're looking out the front with all that cloud glare. So that's really cool. You have 3 more when you get time. You'll post more later. Okay. Let me double check here. Let me see if I'm showing them on my end. You say you posted 3 more in there right now? Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. We're going to check them out right now. We do have time. We have 4,000 feet until we get to our next checklist. So I'm going to pull them up. Let's check them out. Thanks for sharing the pics. Just getting it all open on the browser, and then I'll transition. I'll show the browser on your screen on the stream here. Oh yeah, these are some great pictures. Thank you, Aviation Geek. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, look at these. Looks like you got a 747 Kalita Air. Have some friends that fly there. Also Atlas. Have friends that fly for Atlas also. Could have been one of my buddies. For all I know. Look at that. That's a great picture. That looks like a Republic France. It's like the French government flying in. Is that what that is? And then that and 124. Very cool pictures. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing those. Yeah, keep sharing them on the Discord, and I look forward to seeing them. Very cool. Thank you. All right, we got some checklists to run now that we're getting near flight level 180. I'm gonna stow this. It's fun to have that out. Just wanted to show that. That's a new feature on the PMDG 737 now. Alright, we'll go ahead and do our descent check. Get our lights going. We'll leave the taxi lights off until we know we're cleared to land. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the continuous ignition and go through these clouds and such. Don't forget it, it's free. Let's do our recall. Got the auto brakes set. Okay. Descent check altimeters, they're going to be 1018 when we get through 14,000. So we still have a couple thousand feet to change those. Minimums, Barrow 339. Cross checked. Landing data 3144. Approach briefing complete. Auto brakes 2. Seatbelt signs on. Pressurization panel set. And recall checked. Descent check complete. Okay, yeah, there's a French government A330. Very cool. So, Aviation Geek, are you excited? I think you said you're getting into flight sim on the computer, but I think I heard Aerosoft is coming out with an A330 soon. I don't know if you do you listen to or do you watch XP72 and Blue Games? They have the Blue Experience podcast, and they were interviewing Matches from Aerosoft, and he was talking about the new A330 that's coming out soon. Sounds really cool. Right, we're through 14. There's 1018 on the altimeters. And here's, I guess we're still 40 miles out from the airport, so. Looks like we need to lose a little bit of extra altitude, so I'm going to bring out the flight spoilers for a bit. A little bit high. Let's check those out back here. There we go. Very cool. You hear that bass rumble. Well, this has been a pretty flight up the Japanese island. Other than our view problem we had earlier, but hey, at least we found out a fix. I don't know if that's one way to get past that. It's good to know that the PMDG 737 can save state well. Alright, here's 10,000 feet. And we should begin slowing to 240 knots. You haven't watched the Blue Experience since Wrong Side Simulations. Okay. Yeah, I think this Blue Experience, it came out this last Thursday, so just a few days ago. But it's a good one. Oh, this thing needs to slow down. They get us below 250 knots before we go down under 10,000. I know you follow 615 Aviation. I do not. I have not checked out 615 Aviation yet. Is he a streamer? Flight sim streamer? Let me check it out really quickly on my cell phone. 615 Aviation. Alright, let me give the flight attendants the bells. And music's coming down since we're below 10,000 feet now. Sterile flight deck. Here we go. As we prepare for landing. Cool. He's on Instagram. Okay. 615 Aviation Instagram. Let me check it out. Going there right now. So, Aviation Geek, do you follow Nashville SC at all? Just curious. 615 Aviation. Well, I follow 615 Aviation now. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know. A lot of good aviation photos here. Cool. Thanks for the share. Alright, so looking like we're getting to be on track for Tyler at 4,000 feet. Uh-oh. Oh shoot, I thought it was going to freeze up on me for a second there. Tyler, just mandatory for 4,000. Didn't have an airspeed that was mandatory. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure of that. So Aviation Geek, I think I'm gonna have to do a flight into Nashville sometime. I don't think I've flown into Nashville yet on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Keep hoping somebody will come out with a really good scenery for it. Maybe there's some freeware. I don't think I've seen any Payware scenery yet for Nashville that's good, but I'll have to check I'll have to check that out and see. Alright. Alright, flaps 1. FC Knights, I don't know, Nashville SC. It's a Major League Soccer team in Nashville. They play at the new soccer stadium at the Fairgrounds, Geodis Park. But fun team to follow. Alright, looks like we're right back on track now. Alright, so our final approach fix, or where we want to be completely configured on this approach coming in here. So he said what? We have to have the gear down at or before 11.8 DME, so that's at Cosmo. So we need to be fully configured by Cosmo. That's coming up in not too many miles. I want to go ahead and make an announcement on make a radio call. Tokyo Narita Traffic United 1956, 30 miles to the southeast, inbound to land runway 34 left. Tokyo Narita. Gotcha. Well, they're pretty cool. If you ever get the chance to go to one of the games there, it's worth checking out for sure. It's a very unique experience. They definitely take you out over the water on these approaches into Narita. Yeah, Aviation Geek, I heard that too. They are wanting to build a new football stadium in Nashville, the Titans, with a retractable roof. I think they're hoping they can get the Super Bowl. I believe the state already approved quite a bit of money for it, but obviously, I think the projected cost keeps going up. So we'll see. Alright, looks like localizer, glide step, all that's armed now. Let's go ahead. Actually, we need to stay in LNAV. See, when do we get on the localizer course? It's up here at Galena, maybe? It's loading our approach plates for us. Yep, at Galena. Cool. Go ahead and arm view our loc. And we need to go ahead and start slowing back to our approach speed of 151. Here we go. Let's go flaps 5. Make sure we get that landing gear down before we cross the shoreline, right? Alright, localizer's alive. And view our loc. Let's go arm approach mode. And flaps 10. Let's go gear down. Flaps 15.
Traffic.
Flaps 25.
Descend. Descend.
Alright, TCAS descent. Where is this guy? We're in a TCAS descent.
Adjust vertical speed.
Okay.
Adjust.
Well, you just got to see a TCAS RA for some... Oh, he's right on top of us. Look at that. Well, that's great. Maybe I'll keep our speed up a bit. Let's try to get ahead of him. I'm going to speed us up to 180. Alright, so we need to descend.
Clear of conflict.
Well, that's really cool. I don't think I've ever gotten to see the TCAS RA in here. Alright, it's arm approach mode again. Let's try to speed us up, get us up ahead of them. I think that's just an AI plane. And Tokyo Narita traffic United 1956.737. 6 mile final runway 34 left. Tokyo Narita. Alright, there we go. Let's bring the HUD down. Honestly, I'm just gonna hand fly it from here. Yeah, let's slow us back to 151 again. Alright, flying down.
2500.
Now let's do our landing check. Landing gear down. Down. Flaps 30, 30 green. Sea brakes arm, engine start switches continuous. Landing check complete. We are clear to land. Flying up. I think we got out in front of that guy now, so we won't get any more of those TCAS RAs. But it's cool to know that TCAS RAs work. Aviation Geek also, they're going to extend runway 20 center at Nashville. Wow. Yeah, that would be cool to have an aviation aircraft observation area by 20 left. I agree. Be really cool. All right, we're clear to land. Auto throttle's coming off.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Wind sight, continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Well, that was a rough landing. Oh my gosh. That was a bad one. I'm gonna go to the next. Alright, coming up on the brakes. Take this high speed here. Alright, welcome to Narita. Wow, this is the Drzewiecki design. Narita, you can see this is a really nice looking scenery. Wow. Highly impressed by this. Alright, there goes that JAL aircraft. Just getting off the high speed. We just passed by. Alright, after landing check, please. Go through the flow, get all this stuff going. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it, Aviation Geek. Definitely not my smoothest landing. I got a little weird there at the end, but it's fun. I'm glad we made it, right? With all the difficulties that we faced during that flight. Glad we made it. Alright, let's go ahead and get all the window heats off. Probe heats. And we'll go to transponder. Alright, after landing check. Engine start switches off, flaps up, speed brake down, and radar off. After landing check complete. Let's see, I'm gonna pull up the airport diagram really quickly. We can figure out where we're going. I am not all that familiar with this airport. So we're gonna go all the way down here. I guess at Whiskey 10 we'll take a left and then get on to Tango. Or actually let's go on to Charlie. So that'll be Whiskey 11 to Charlie. Okay, sounds good. We'll do Whiskey 11 to Charlie. I'll keep the charts minimized right down there so we can pull them up quickly. This is a cool looking airport. Live weather. Relatively live time. Obviously we lost a little bit of time with our having to reset everything due to the bug that occurred. There's Whiskey 10, so we're gonna wait for Whiskey 11. Let's see if we even have anybody online here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like I'm the only person here at Narita. Double check that. Yep. Take that back. There's one other person here. And Narita traffic. 1956, taxiing to parking via Whiskey 11 Charlie to Terminal 3. Narita. To make sure. Oh, there it is. Dang it. Oh man. Sorry, it was like lost control of it there for a second. Kept turning. We need to turn the other direction. We actually Charlie's down this way. So Let's see, Aviation Geek. I got my private pilot's license, just working on my instrument rating and multi-engine and commercial and CFI. Excellent. Are you working on your ratings out there in Cookville then? Here we go. Maybe I should have taken Whiskey 10. Would have lined us up a little better with this Charlie loop here. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a tight turn. With the tiller wheel, differential braking, differential thrust, you can make it happen. Very cool. There we go. Alright, let's see. Charlie, it wraps all the way around over here to Terminal 3 where we're parking, so we'll just keep it going. Foot B, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. Looks like you and Aviation Geek know each other. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, so we're gonna have a relatively long taxi. But at least we're gonna check out this really cool scenery. Got this in the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. It's a huge airport. I'm glad to have you on board, Foot B, right here. It's you're just hopping on. We were just finishing the flight. It was an eventful flight. Mostly due to Microsoft Flight Simulator bug we encountered, but we were able to save the flight and just reload it. So we did make it to Tokyo, thankfully. Just took a little bit of extra work. A lot of aircraft flying in and out of here, as you'd expect, I guess, with a major hub like this. There's a Kalita Air. Let's try to do some plane spotting. There's a lot of stuff to look at here. We have Kalita Air. What's that? A330, I guess. There's a 787 ANA. What we have down there? Maybe an Airbus. Aviation Geek, you were going to go to ATP in Arizona, then found a guy who was going to teach you the ratings for a pretty decent price. Excellent. Yeah, flight training is no joke when it comes to the expenses, but yeah, if you found a way to reduce the cost, more power to you, because it's really all about just getting in the plane, getting the experience, getting your hours up, and eventually getting paid to do it. You know, that's when the real change happens. Is when you're not having to pay to be in the airplane, you're getting paid to be in the airplane. It's really nice. Wow, this is an impressive scenery, I must say. Absolutely huge airport. We'll just keep following Charlie around. Japan Airlines. ATP was $83,000, I believe. Wow. And how far was that course going to take you? All the way to CFI? Was that right? Or MEI? Yeah, it's pretty expensive these days. It really is. And then to get to the airlines, you have to have a significant number of hours. Alright, I think we're coming up on Terminal 3 now, here off of our left side. We're going to be going, still got to wrap around a little bit farther. Get out in front of this Japan Airlines. Alright, we'll be turning in down here, not too much farther. This has been fun getting a good tour though. Looks like there's an Air Canada up here. All the way to 1,500 hours direct to 737 or 837. That's not a bad deal actually. Because you make that money up pretty quickly. Their airlines are paying a premium right now for pilots. They really are. Even the regionals, big difference in pay than when I started. Huge difference, which is good. I'm really glad. And when I had started, it was already like a huge improvement over what the pilots before me were getting paid. So I mean, it's just been a constant improvement, which is good. It's been kind of forced on them, but by the market conditions, and they don't have enough pilots, so not many people are going into the industry because cost was so high and you just weren't making a lot of money until you got to the major airlines for so long. So alright, wow, this is some really cool scenery. We said we were going to gate 84, which is right over here. So, turn us in. Guy who's going to teach you has 4,000 hours but can't fly for the airlines because he's older than 65. Gotcha. Well, he sounds like a great guy to have as an instructor because he probably has a lot of experience, a lot to share with you. Alright, looks like an aircraft is parked at 84. So we'll move on to 82. So what's really cool is all these markings on the ground, they're matching up perfectly with the chart for parking spots. Here, I'll show you on the... I believe he has 4,000 hours in his Cessna. Wow. So he knows that aircraft well, that's for sure. Alright, here we come to parking spot 82, right here on the chart. Turn off our taxi light just so we don't blind anymore. Did not mean to stop all the way. It barely tapped on the brakes. It stopped us. Let's keep it rolling. It's always good to go forward before you start turning the tiller wheel too. I think our brakes got locked up somehow. Now it's working. Here, let me see if I can get us, I'm going to try something really quickly. I want to see if Ground Service X will put marshallers here at 82. Let's see. Gates. We'll give it a shot. He flies for Civil Air Patrol. Cool.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
Yes, I want that parking. Nope. Alright, let's see if they got us a marshaller. Marshaller's been dispatched on site. Yeah, Civil Air Patrol is a great way to get out and fly, and they definitely are good service. I wonder where the marshaller is. We'll have to see. We'll wait and see if a marshaller shows up. I don't know if one will. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, the highway patrol dying in the crash. That's sad. Yeah, that's loud. Alright, I'm just gonna have to self-park. I don't think the marshallers are coming. Alright, here we are. We made it. 0626 Zulu. Write that down. Set the parking brakes. Alright. APU is operating. Let's go ahead and get the generator on. APU gen on. Great. And I'll get the bleed switched over. And engine 2's coming down, engine 1's coming down. Let's get the chocks in. Alright, cool. Chocks are set. Let's get the ground power connected. Did your did that gentleman have to go out and look for the highway patrol, or? Yeah, that was really sad. I did hear about that in the news. Killer flight directors. Okay. Hey, collision lights off. Seatbelt sign can come off now. Transponder's coming off. Right, and we're done for tonight. Get the IRSs off. Let's do the shutdown check. Parking brake set, fuel pump switches are off or as required. So that one on for the APU. Seatbelt signs off, window heat off, probe heat off, anti-ice off, electric hydraulic pumps. They get the, yep, wheel chocks are in, so here they come. Electric hydraulic pumps off, air conditioning panel set, anti-collision light off, engine start levers cut off, transponders standby. Shutdown check complete. Let's go ahead and get the air conditioner unit. We need definitely a lab request. We need our baggage carts also. Alright, great. Let's see, Aviation Geek, are you asking, am I going to keep my commercial pilot's license up or let it go and just fly private? So the thing is, like, it doesn't expire. Right now I could not fly any passengers. I'd have to go up with a flight instructor and have a flight review. But I could do that at any point. It's just like you were talking about, it's really expensive to fly right now. So I do most of my flying here in the simulator because, I mean, once you bought everything, it's free basically. I'm just paying for the electricity to run the computer and the internet connection, and obviously I have some subscriptions to Pilot Edge and other great tools that are available to help stay proficient. So, Foot's your late, but yeah, Foot. Yeah, I would appreciate it. Yeah, if you could hit like, subscribe to the channel, love to have you on board. I'm planning to stream again this week. My regular streaming schedule's on Friday nights. I stream late due to my current job and family circumstances. So typically I'll stream at 10:45 p.m. on Fridays, but I will probably stream some during the week. So subscribe, get on the Discord channel. I'll put an alert up there when I'm thinking about streaming, and also I'll try to put it up on the YouTube channel as soon as possible. Definitely I'll be streaming on Friday night at 10:45 p.m. Also have some tutorials up, some fun things on losing engine out procedures in the 737, a full series of CRJ tutorials, which is the aircraft I actually have type ratings in, and yeah, check it out. Glad to have you all on board. Aviation Geek, thank you so much for sticking around for the whole flight, helping me through that issue we had with the cameras. It was an exciting time, but for now, I'm going to sign out. Have fun. Great to have another Tennessean in here, and I'll see you all soon. Blue skies to you all.